Now, we've all played a game of Call of Duty before, whether it was Call of Duty Ghosts, Call of Duty Black Ops 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 6, or... We can't help but be disappointed by the fact that we get a new game every year, but the gameplay experience doesn't seem to change a single bit. This can actually be confirmed through the sales in the recent games. Call of Duty was a game originally developed in 2003 by Infinity Ward for the PC, but soon after, copies were sold for the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. For those who live under a rock, the game was a first-person shooter set in World War II. Popularity for this franchise peaked with the release of Call of Duty Black Ops in 2010. Black Ops continues to be Activision's best-selling Call of Duty game, amassing just under 40 million copies sold as of 2019. Despite the franchise's undeniable popularity, even today there is a noticeable decline in Call of Duty sales for subsequent games. This chart illustrates the data for the top-selling games of the Call of Duty franchise. Black Ops ranks first. Oh, that's no fucking joke. But if we look at the titles published in the following years, we can see a disappointing curve running straight down. Modern Warfare 3 follows close behind, likely riding the coattails of Black Ops. By the time we see the numbers for Advanced Warfare published in 2014, it becomes even clearer that the franchise had hit its peak 4 years before. I don't mean to say that the COD franchise is struggling by any means. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 has amassed an extensive hype, and the success of Call of Duty Mobile reaching nearly 500 million downloads by May of 2021 and the $1.5 billion of revenue it alone has generated by 2022, I doubt Activision is struggling to keep the lights on. But there must be some way to quantify the drop of sales since Call of Duty's boom in 2010, and this is what I'll be discussing today. Now, I believe that the primary variable in understanding why the sales dropped were to understand the mechanics of Call of Duty itself. Now, keep in mind that when discussing mechanics, we're really just looking at how you play the game in the most hard-boiled sense. Take any Bethesda game, for example. The skills you choose at the beginning of the game and the skills you choose to upgrade as you progress play a big part in how simple tasks such as lockpicking, bartering, combat, and sneaking work. If you could describe the gameplay mechanics for any Call of Duty game in less than 3 words, how would you do it? Most of you would probably say point, shoot, win. Damage, dodge, objective, or some variation of this strategy. This is the first issue with the perpetuation of the Call of Duty franchise. Every game is played the exact same way. Don't get me wrong, I love a round of Call of Duty just as much as any other devout fan. I will also acknowledge that throughout the game's combat has evolved and included many changes, like the inclusion of perks, score streaks, and ranking in the most recent games. I will also admit that one reason for rebooting games every year is to keep up with the current standard of hardware. Newer hardware is capable of better graphics, but also from a development standpoint, this is no excuse. Take Banjo-Kazooie for instance. It was an instance in which the developers were in an extremely limited environment, but were still able to create a fully fleshed out character living in a fully fleshed out world that created an immersive and enjoyable experience without the need for top-notch hardware. Though it was top-notch at the time, the limitations still existed. But at the end of the day, when Activision came at me with an ad for Black Ops 6, they weren't really offering me anything that I hadn't already experienced as a player of Black Ops Cold War. Though the campaign storyline may offer new and exciting experiences, characters, maps, and weapons, the overall experience of Call of Duty hadn't changed, at least not enough to justify the $70 price tag. Alright guys, that's about all the time I had left for today. If you like this video, like and subscribe to see more content like this. Please join me in my stream tonight at 7 p.m. and until then, I'll see you next time.